Alright, so today I'm back with yet another chapter review, and today we will go over chapter 236, which is insane, so be sure to stick till the end, because you don't want to miss it. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking, and let's get right into the chapter. However, before that, please double check if you are subscribed to the channel, as you don't want to miss my chapter reviews. And while you're already down there, you can always leave a like and a comment. And with that out of the way, let's finally get into it. We begin chapter 236 with the ball being high up in the air from Hiyori's shot. As Hiyori watches the ball flying in the air, he thinks that he wasn't a person who was born to play football after all, saying it with a crushed and destroyed expression on his face. The ball falls down to Aiku, who traps it perfectly, but Hiyori couldn't care any less, as he says that he suffered so much and experienced so much frustration from all of this. He tried so hard to believe that playing football was what he was made for and what was his purpose. However, that shot told him that he wasn't worthy, but honestly, he felt okay with it. After he goes home, he will sit down with his parents and tell them. He will finally tell them that he's done with football. Hiyori is casually standing on the field, while everyone else is running around in chaos. Hiyori has a bittersweet expression on his face, as he says that he gave it his all, and that he can now move on without a single regret. He thanks Bluelock for his blessing, and even lets out a smile of relief. However, while Hiyori is in this euphoric state, Isagi out of nowhere comes running to him, screaming his name all that he possibly can. Hiyori looks over with a surprised face to see Isagi with burning eyes telling him to do one more. Hiyori can't understand what is going on. While he's trying to figure out what Isagi is saying, the whole Uber's squad is beginning their counterattack and is rushing over. Hiyori is frozen as he thinks that Isagi still believes in him, but just why? Hiyori decided to shoot and betray him instead of passing, so why would Isagi still have faith and believe in him? Isagi is running like never before on the field as he screams at Hiyori to not even think, telling him to go crazy and to surpass their wildest imaginations and to do it on reflexively. When Isagi says that, Hiyori remembers that it was that exact advice that he once gave to Isagi in the third selection. But why would Isagi say that now, and what could he mean? Hiyori is totally dumbfounded as he says that he doesn't get it, but still, he wonders what it is that makes him desperately want to meet Isagi's expectations of him. He thinks back to his parents' expectations of him, and how horrible they were, saying that every single one of his parents' expectations was always focused on his physical specs, meaning his human side of things. But with Isagi, it's different, as Isagi's expectations aren't focused on the human side of Hiyori, but instead, the things that he can change through actions. His expectations are super goal-oriented, especially goals that have the power to change his destiny. Ever since he arrived at Bluelock, Isagi has been searching for comrades who can help him achieve that reality, which is why everyone gets drawn to Isagi's ego and tries their best not to get devoured by him. While Hiyori has been thinking to himself, Lorenzo managed to get the ball away from Isagi and up to their ace striker Baru, who's in a one-on-one with Yukimiya, who's desperately trying to stop Baru from shooting. To help Yukimiya, Raichi comes and says that the two of them can trap him, so Raichi goes in and tries his best to cover the goal. However, as time passes, Baru starts getting more angry and aggressive until he's had enough and pushes both of them to the side to get off a shot at the goal. But sadly, all of his efforts will go to waste as Kunigami is waiting for the goal. He calls Baru a redhead gorilla before he blocks the shot from Baru. Isagi compliments Kunigami's block, but he's so stuck up with himself that he tells Isagi to shut up and that he didn't do it for him. All the 22 players on the pitch are trying their hardest to win this match, or I should rather say 21, as Hiyori is slowly jogging in the back. Hiyori's disappointed because just when he thought that he could move on, and just when he thought that he could finally go home and play some video games, he was finally ready to quit football for good when it all went into ruin. After that, Gagamaru catches the ball in the air and throws it up on the field right away, telling them to finish this game already. But suddenly, someone says that he already knew that Bluelock was a twisted madhouse, and that Gagamaru's shit pass won't lead to the finishing goal. It was Hiyori who said it, and is now back in the game, saying that just one last time he will make an exception while looking at Isagi and saying that this will be his last attack on Isagi's crazy and twisted ego. The text at the bottom says, "The path to victory runs through Hiyori. If this is your last attack, then go all in and sync up with your partner's ego, egoist." The next chapter will be called The Center of the World, which sounds extremely cool. I'm guessing that they are preferring that Isagi and Hiyori will act as the center on the pitch as they start their 10th or maybe even 11th counterattack on the Ubers. Which it sounds like I'm hating, but I'm more than here for it. Now this was such a crazy chapter that I don't even know where to begin from, but I guess a good beginning would be to basically take it from the beginning. I was pretty scared when I read this for the first time and just saw Hiyori saying that he was done with football. Luckily, Isagi was there to pretty much force him to continue, but still, I can't wonder how it would have played out if Isagi just left Hiyori alone after he missed that goal. It was also extremely cool to see Isagi referencing Hiyori's tips that he once gave to Isagi, as it feels like it has come full circle now, with Isagi receiving it from Hiyori, and now he is giving it back for them to attack again. Also, while we are on the topic of it, let's talk about this chapter and how cold and cool Isagi looks, like the author was definitely cooking when drawing this. Everything from the lining of Isagi and how insanely cool his eyes and mouth looks, like it looks like he has just eaten something crazy with that dark aura that is sticking out. Anyway, I thought that this panel was really important when Hiyori explained what it was that his parents and Isagi were out after. As he said, his parents were out for his specs, meaning his human side, while Isagi's expectations aren't like that at all, as his expectations of Hiyori are super goal-oriented, and he knows what Hiyori needs to do to help him get that. It sounds a bit weird in my head, but I just thought that it was such a contrast between the two expectations, which is why Hiyori is fine with obeying Isagi's expectations of him, as it doesn't feel like a burden or as heavy as his parents do. Also, let's talk about how insane Baru is. Even with both Yukimiya and Raichi doing everything they can to stop him, he was still able to get off a shot, and not a bad one either. We've always known that Baru is a different breed, but it's really showing in this game. It was also really nice out of Kunigami to show himself for the first time in the game, as I can't remember when I saw him before this. Or like I said in the last chapter, but my latest memory of him was when he stole the ball from Ness. And I understand that it's hard to involve every single player all the time, as it's so many that need to have their spotlight. But it feels like Kunigami hasn't been cooking this match at all, and I wouldn't be surprised if he maybe gets put on the bench for the Paris game. Depending on how Noah wants to do it, of course. I'm just thinking that there are a lot of players without even an offer on them, and I'm pretty sure that the players without an offer would have to leave Blue Lock after Neo Egoist League. So I don't know if Noah wants to put as many players in as possible in the next match, or if he really will say goodbye to a few. Hopefully, Igarashi gets thrown out, as I'm so done with that monk. I also liked how Hiyori was super calm at the beginning of the chapter, but at the end, he made a 180 and just started to insult Gagamaru's pass, and even had flames in his eyes as he and Isagi began their counterattack, hopefully last counterattack, but we will have to wait and see. I don't know who I see scoring the last goal. Will it be Isagi, Hiyori, or Kaiser? I've honestly got no clue. I kind of do not want it to be either Isagi or Kaiser, as I've said for some time now, but it will probably be one of them. But this is a topic that I'm super interested in, and would love to hear who you think is going to score the last goal of the match. Will it be Isagi or Kaiser, or even someone from Ubers? Please let me know down in the comments. But yeah, this is just my thoughts on it, and please leave your thoughts and theories down in the comments, as I love reading them. If you like Blue Lock and videos like this, then I would highly suggest you subscribe to this channel, and while you are at it, leave a comment and a like, as it helps out with the algorithm a ton. And if you are curious to see another video of mine, then please watch the video which will be popping up on the screen now. Anyway, thanks for watching, and have a great day. Bye.